Greetings! Today we are excited to present our project, the multi-form ticket booking system that is developed using Java Swing. This system efficiently manages tickets for events, offering a user-friendly interface for both event organizers and attendees. The key features include event selection, a graphical user interface for seating selection and pricing, and comprehensive transaction management that allows the user to book multiple tickets in a single transaction, with details stored and displayed using a data table, or a data model rather, and JTable. The system dynamically updates seats availability in real time. It prevents double booking and incorporates robust error handling to validate user input. It displays appropriate error message using JOption pane. Additionally, a clear button allows the user to reset all the selections easily. The dummy data ensures the system is functional from the first run. With all data managed within the application, avoiding the need for an external database, our multi-form ticket booking system streamlines the ticket booking process, combining intuitive interfaces with robust functionality to enhance user experience. That's it. Let's now dive in our code.
For the 100 times and multiple takes. Greetings everyone, I am Shania Magda and today I'm gonna talk about the menu multiform, which is the main frame of our program. So this right here, the imports are this right here represent the external classes, interface and package of the program, so we don't have to type again through and through and repeatedly in our program. So here making a public class menu multiform extends JFrame. So this private here and here, here are the um, just the content within the this frame only, and this right here are static that are accessible outside the frame, or it can be accessed through another frame. So right here making a private boolean components visible to false, setting the other components to non-visible in our program. So right here, make a public static void main string args. This right here until here is represents the progress bar that will show on screen if you first run it. So it will show here a um, the progress bar is within 100%. This will show here the counter to 100% when it loads, and then it will show here at the percent. This indicate the pauses, and if the counter or the progress bar reach to 100, it will automatically dispose that frame, the loading frame. So here, if the after the loading frame is disposed, it will show here a JOption dialog message indicating and or welcoming the user to the program, and then it will ask or inform the user to log in first, and that is required so that the user will access all the all of the components or the contents of the program. This is the first method, which is menu multiform. This sets the title into ticket booking system and the aesthetics or the appearance of the program. Here we're making a menu bar and setting the paint to false, meaning it will show no border and will set it to JMenu bar. Here we're making a menu, a J menu, and it will be show text as account, setting the appearance, and then we're adding it to the menu bar. Here under the J menu, it will show a menu item named logged in or with a text logged in. So if you click this menu item, it will show a action performed event, and then it will go into another frame, which is login frame, and it will show visible and setting icon or image icon rather. Then we're adding it to the menu account. Here we're making another menu item under the login, which is the register menu item. We're, we're making here a action performed so that when the register menu item is clicked, it will go in the register frame. We're setting it to visible and setting the image icon and adding it under the menu account. And under that is the menu item logout, and when you click it, it will um, show a confirmation dialog confirming if you are sure to log out. And then if you click yes, it will enable the login and register to true. Why? Because if you log in already, it will disable the login the register because you're already in the program. And then it will and then after you click the logout um the logout menu item will disable. It will be unclickable because you log out already and you can log out again if you didn't or if you won't log in or register first. And then we're setting the image icon again and then adding it. So here we're setting the logout enabled to false so it will be unclickable like I said. And then we're adding it to the menu account. Here we're adding the menu exit or the menu item exit, and then its purpose is a confirm will show a confirmation dialog confirming if you really want to exit, and if you click yes, it will exit the program. Here we make adding a J separator to separate the exit from other menu item, and here in the next is we're making another J menu for or named event. And then under the event is menu item events, setting the aesthetic, and its purpose is when you click it, it will go to event booking frame and then adding it to menu event. So next under that is the menu item tickets. Its purpose or when you click it, it will go to ticket frame. And then here we're um, making the content pane or the J panel. We're adding it to the content pane and setting its layout to none. We're making another panel. Making a label here. Sorry, it's logged. We're making another label here, or the first label, it's for the title, or it has a text multi-form ticket booking system. And then um, here is here's okay, right here. Oh my god. This right here just for aesthetic and appearance purposes of our program, so I won't be tackle it line by line. Here is the scroll pane, so the if the like the program is too long and won't reach the bottom, it will the scroll pane will be able to handle it. Next, here we're making a default table model, and th- there are columns which are date of booking, events, tickets, seats, and total. So here in this line, we're creating JTable with the initialized model booking tickets. Next here is the scroll pane of the set reports. It sets the table to be displayed in the scroll pane. Then this right here, this applies the centered alignment to the cells in the table. And then this right here, apply the center alignment render to each column in the table. The model booking tickets fire table data change, it will notify or it will notify the table if the data has changed, if there's another additional information of order of your sorry if there is deleted information. So if there's a change, this will notify the table. Then here is the button pay. So in this menu item, there is a button pay. If you click the booking, I think so. This will perform a action listener that if you click a selected row, it um ha- will get the information for the event, date of booking, and the total cost. And then yung the price slider, or it's like a slider like that in the it will represent a value for our program. So it will the this selected price will get the value of the price slider, and then it will get the payment amount of the user. And then if the payment amount is empty, it will parse the payment amount or the total cost, like it will check it in double. So if the payment amount and the total payment amount is greater or greater than or equal to the total cost, and the selected price is greater or equal to the cost value, it will make or it will um, subtract it, and that value is will be held in this double change, or the um, change of or what will the user will receive if his or her payment is too much. And then this right here is the end option pay, is a confirmation dialog asking the user if the, if you want to pay or they want to pay this amount, it will show that the amount of the user has purchased, the event that it's booked, and it will show the change. And then it will and if the user click yes here, if the user click yes, oh my god, if the user click yes, it will show a message dialog indicating that the payment was successful, and it will show the change that uh, the change for the user. And then after that, it will show a default list model. Um, this function of here, this is a like a receipt. So it shows the record of the transaction of the user has made in this program. And then this is for the appearance, design purposes, and right here, this represents the barcode um, or is the barcode, and then this right here um, is where you can see the record of date of booking, the event, and the total cost, the payment amount, and the change. And then here is setting the list model. And then else. So here, if the payment is cancelled, if the user choose cancel or no, I think it will show this that the payment has cancelled. And then here, if the price or the user inputted price is lesser than the what they should pay, it will say insufficient payment amount or select a price range, or asking the user to enter an amount to select a price range or greater or equal to the total cost. Then right here is says that the um if the user input a letter or a string, it will not accept it. It will show that or it validate that it only accepts a number. So this right here is indicating to enter amount first before proceeding to any another procedure or another booking. This requires the user to pay first. And this right here is asking to select a row first before proceeding to the payment. So if um there is no row selected yet, it asks the user to select a row first. And then this is the button page is for this display or aesthetic purposes only. And then this text bay is a JText field. So this right here is where the receipt is gonna show. Yes, right here. So if the this right here will check if the amount is within the range, or um yes, it will check if the price slider, as I said to you, it is a horizontal indicator that you can adjust, and like the range is up to 1,000. We put it into 1,000 range. The limit only. And then this right here will check if the amount is within the range if the user typed, because you can type in another um J label or J text if the user um if the slider is within the range only, this will check it. And then yung if the user input an amount exceeded to 100, and then this will check it if the amount of exceed or set it to 1,000. 1,000, sorry, I've been saying 100. So this right here, else if not, again, it will ask the user to enter a positive number up to 100 if the user input a negative number. This then this right here will handle a non-numeric input. This is for the appearance and design. Then here is what I've been saying all throughout is the price slider. This price slider is the indicator horizontal which you can adjust, and it will um indicates um amount. If you hover it into right side, it will show a thousand, and then if not, and then zero. So this will add and change listener. So if the selected price, it will get the value of the selected price, and then it will change, or it will set the text of the label beside it so it will be connected. The label will be the indicator of what number is the uh, price, price slider is indicating. Then here is the button delete inside the another um, in the main. This indicates a new J button to make a new button for delete. And if you click a right here, if you click a row, it will first validate if you want to delete that row. And if you click yes, and then the row of the user selected will be removed in the um, list table. And then if the user hasn't clicked any, if the user clicked delete first without clicking any row, this will show this will show message dialog. It would appear in the screen indicating to select a row first or there is no row selected. And then this is the appearance for button delete. And then here we're making a new JList, setting the appearance. Here we're making the J scroll pane, a new J label, and adding it to the panel. This right here is um we're making another J menu item that is named show booking. So this will um show, or purpose is to toggle the visibility of the components. This will initially hide the components. This right here is the private, or what I said, or the date of booking. This will handle the user inputted date. So right here, and it will hold it. And then this is for the event booking, or they're making a new event booking. And then making a new tab model right here. This is for the J button pane, scroll pane, and other scroll pane, and then making a public static void for date of booking, string, select event, number of ticket, number of seats, total cost, and then adding it to the row. This right here is the public void set component visibility boolean to visible. So the other components right here is set to visible, so it will be able to show in the screen of the program. So that's all. And the next presenter will be Mr. Utohan.
Hello, I'm Francis Sayuntuhan. Let's take a closer look at how the loading class in this Java program is designed and what each line of code that does. The loading class extends JFrame and is designed to create a loading screen with progress bar and a background image. The class starts by importing necessary class from the Java Auth and Swing libraries for creating GUI components. It declares a content pane for the main content area, a static JProgress bar to display loading progress, and a JLabel to show a loading message. In the constructor of the class, the frame is set to be undecorated, meaning it won't have the default window borders and controls. The default close operation is set to exit the application when the frame is closed. The frame is given specific bounds for its size and is centered on the screen using set location relative to null. The content pane is initialized with an empty border and added to the frame. A null layout is used to allow absolute positioning of components. The J progress bar is then created set with a foreground color of purple and configured to display the progress as a string. It is positioned near the bottom of the panel. A J label for the loading text is created with pink color and a specific font and positioned just above the progress bar to display the message loading. An image label is created to hold the background image. An image icon is created from the resource file and set to this label. The label is positioned to cover the entire frame, ensuring the background image fills the screen. The overall construction of the class results in a loading screen that is visually appealing with a progress bar, a loading message, and a background image. This setup provides feedback to the user while the application is performing loading operations. Thank you. That is our loading frame. Presa, pre, saan na yun? Nakap naman to, di ba? Saan na yung video? Yung video ba? Yung video. Video ba? Hindi ko pa na. Pero okay na. Stop po.
Um, Good day. My name is Paul Vincent Bernal. Let's take a closer look at how the login class in this Java program is designed and what each line of code does. First, the login class extending JFrame sets GUI for user authentication. It begins by importing necessary classes from Java Swing and AWT libraries for creating and managing GUI components and handling events. The class defines key components, a content pane, for the main content area, text field for username, input, password field or password input, and menu items, MTM cut text, MTM copy text for the field operations. Here's the design. The constructor of the class starts by setting up the GFrame with the title login, default close operation, specific bounds for the size and location, and ensures it is not resizable. The content pane is initialized with a black background and an empty border. This pane is added to the frame and uses a null layout for absolute positioning. There's the null layout. A main panel is added to the content pane with a specified background color and bounds. An image icon for the login logo is placed at the top of this panel. The user text field is configured to show username in gray text with the specific font and background color. And in place on the panel, an adjacent label with a user icon is added next to this text field. Similarly, a password icon label is added to the next password field, which is um, configured to show password in a gray text and uses an echo character for obscuring the input. A toggle button is provided to show or hide the password, switching its icon based on the toggle state. Here's the toggle button. Here's the toggle button. A button login, a BTN login button styled with a specific font and color is added to the panel and set to handle login actions. The BTN add action listener for this button retrieves the user name and password info, checks them against predefined credentials, admin or registered users from the registered class. If the credentials are valid, it displays success. Messages and updates menu item in menu multiform. Invalid, it shows an error message and resets the input fields. Focus listeners are added to both text fields to handle placeholder text behavior, clearing the placeholder on focus and restoring it if field is left empty. The TGL BTN show height button toggles the visibility of the password text when clicked. GPUB Amino is created and added to the text field, providing cut, copy, and paste options. These options are managed by menu items, which is update their enable state based on the text selection within the field. The add pop-up method helps in showing the pop-up menu when appropriate. And the update cut copy menu item method ensures the cut and copy options are enabled when the text is selected. Finally, additional labels and image icons are added to the panel for aesthetic purposes. The overall construction of the classes results in the user-friendly login interface, essential functionality, and visual appeal. That's all. Thank you for watching. Um, Good day.
Dangal greetings. Greetings everyone. I'm Christian Hero Falinado. I'm here to explain the register frame Java. So we have import, and this line of code is to construct the GUI variable, and this line of code to have become we have sub menu and a sub window and content pane, and this is the JLabel register JLabel register to have JLabel. to know the user if the if if the user fill up and to register. And we have uh, we have image icon, we have text full name to become to fill up the user his or her full name. And this is to have copy paste. This is the JPOP menu, and this is the username to fill up his if the user fill up his or her username. And this is the JPOP menu. And like register, also text username is have a JPOP menu, which is cut, copy, and paste. And we have a text email to have email or fill up his his or her email. And we have a JPOP menu, cut, copy, and paste. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, ma'am and sir. My name is Joshua Lutap, and this is my presentation for research project. This line is for add a mouse listener to the email text field for handling mouse with this event. This code is for call the method to update the cut and copy menu items when the mouse is released. This line is for create a new JPassword instance for entering password. This line is add to key listener to the password text field for handling key release event. This code is for get the password as a string from the password text field. And this code is check the length and composition of the password. And next line is for set text color to black. Next line is for send font properties, font family, Tahoma font style, plain font size 18. Next line is set the echo character for password masking. Next line is set background color to a light yellowish shade. This code is for set the position and size of the password field within the content page. Next line is create a JToggle button for toggling password visibility. Next line is for set the selected icon for the toggle button. Next line is add an action listener to the toggle button. Next line is check if password is currently hidden. This line is for if hide if hidden show password and change icon to hide. This code is for hide password and change icon to show. Next line is set background color for the toggle button. Next line is set the position and size of the toggle button within the content pane. Next line is set the initial icon for the toggle button. Next line is add the toggle button to the content pane. Next line is create a new JPassword field instance for confirming password. Next line is add a key listener to the confirm password field for handling key release event. This code is get the password from the password field. This code is get the confirm password from the confirm password field. Next line is check if passwords match. Next line is if passwords do not match, display an error message. Next line is if passwords match, clear the error message. Next line is set text color to black. Next line is set font properties font family Tahoma, font style plain, font size 18. Next line is set the echo character for password masking. Next line is set background color to a light yellowish shade. This code is set the position and size of the confirm password field within the content pane. Next line is create a JToggle button for toggling confirm password visibility. This code is add an action listener to the toggle button. This code is check if confirm password is currently hidden. This code is show confirm password and change icon to hide. This code is hide confirm password and change icon to show. This code is toggle the confirm password visibility flag. This code is set background color for the toggle button. This code is set the position and size of the toggle button within the content pane. This line is set the initial icon for the toggle button. This code is add the toggle button to the content pane. This line is create a JLabel for displaying username error message. This line is set text color for the username error label. Next line is set font properties for the username error label. Next line is set the position and size of the username error label within the content pane. Next line is add the username error label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying email error message. Next line is set text color for the email error label. Next line is set the font properties for the email error label. Next line is set the position and size of the email error label within the content pane. Next line is add the email error label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying password error message. Next line is set text color for the password error label. Next line is set font properties for the password error label. Next line is set the position and size of the password error label within the content pane. Next line is add the password error label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying confirm password error message. Next line is set text color for the confirm password error label. Next line is set from front properties for the confirm password error label. Next line is set the position and size of the confirm password error label within the content pane. Next line is add the confirm password error label to content pane. Next line is create JLabel for displaying full name error label. Next line is set text color for the full name error label. Next line is set font properties for the full name error label. Next line is set the position and size of the full name error label within the content pane. Next line is add the full name error label to the content pane. Next line is create a J button for submitting the sign up form. Next line is set the visibility of the submit button. Next line is set text color for the submit button. Next line is set font properties for the submit button. Next line is set focusability of the submit button. Next line is set background color for the submit button. Next line is set the position and size of the submit button within the content pane. Next line is add the submit button to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying full name label. Next line is set text color for the full name label. Next line is set font properties for the full name label. Next line is set the position and size of the full name label within the content pane. Next line is add the full name label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying username label. Next line is set text color for the username label. Next line is set font properties for the username label. Next line is set the position and size of the username label within the content pane. Next line is add the username label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying email. Create a JLabel for displaying email label. Next line is set text color for the email label. Next line is set font properties for the email label. Next line is set the position and size of the email label within the content pane. Next line is add the email label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying create password label. Next line is set text color for the create password label. Next line is set font properties for the create password label. Next line is set the position and size of the create password label within the content pane. Next line is add the create password label to the content pane. Next line is create a JLabel for displaying confirm password label. Next line is set text color for the confirm password label. Next line is set font properties for the confirm password label. Next line is set the position and size of the confirm password label within the content pane. Next line is add the confirm password label within the content pane. This code is for add the action listener to the submit button. This code is for get input values from text field. This code is for perform input validation. This code is clear text field. Next, next line is show success message. Next is store the registered username and password. Next is increment the user account. Next code is create a login frame instance and make it visible. Next is dispose of the current sign up form. This line is check if user is already logged in. This code is display an information message and close the sign up form. This code is close the sign up form. This code is for method to check if a username is already taken. This code is method to if a password is already taken. This code is method to add a pop-up menu to a component. This code is method to display the pop-up menu. This code is method to update the cut and copy menu items for text full name. Next code is method to update the cut and copy menu items for text username. And the last code is method to update the cut and copy menu items for text email. And that's for all the registration form. Thank you.
Good day, ma'am and sir. This is my explanation in Java Swing ticket details in line 1 to 160 65. So, this import class is represent to store the variables in Java Swing. So, this private this private method is default models to string. This variable is model cinema ticket, model theater ticket, model concert ticket, and sports ticket. So this ticket detail is to set the panel in Java class, and model cinema ticket and two. This model concert ticket is to add element to variable name as blah 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 ganyan. This panel is represent this first panel is represent tonal layout, and this 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 J label is to store the Java Swing to the name ticket, cinema, theater, and the whole design of this code, and to make alignment to concert detail ticket. Okay. Good day, ma'am and sir. This is
So thank you, Mr. Tandang. Let's continue. Our next is the J label. This J label, and this J label is it set the foreground to new color and set the font to new font Tahoma, bold and size 20, and set bounds to 64, 116, 48, 33, and added to our panel. So next is our J label. So this is the variable name and have a string. This J label set the foreground to new color 0255 128 and set to horizontal alignment swing constant center and set the font to new font Tahoma font bold 19, and the next is the set bounds 64 negative 5 to 64 33 and added to our panel. Next is the RJ label, this J label, and set the foreground to new color 0255 128. Set the font to Tahoma font bold and size 20 and set the bounds for 64, 25, 48, 33 and added to our panel. And next is J label. This J label is set the foreground to new color 0255 128 and set the font to new font Tahoma font bold and size 20 and set the bounds for 313 to 548 and 33 and added to our panel. So next is the J panel which have a variable named JPanel2 and
set the layout to null, set background to new color 1282550, set bounds 7971116159 and added to our content pane. Next is this J label. This J label is set to true and set background to color white, set bounds to 10, 10, 55, 139 and added to our panel. This J panel is set the layout to null, set the background to new color 1280128 and set the bounds for 146, 432, 400, 159 and added to our content pane. Next is the J label, this J label and have a string concert and it's set to horizontal alignment, swing constant center, set the foreground to new color 2550255 and set the font to new font copper black font bold and size 40 and set the font for 0025487 and added to our panel. Next is this J label which is have a string name event and set the horizontal alignment to swing constant center and set the foreground color to white, send font and new font cover black font bold and size 40 and set the bonds for 66, 49, 205 and 87 and added to our panel. Next is this J label which is set to horizontal alignment, swing constant center, new font, Tahoma font plain and size 70, and set the bounds for 193, 10, 185, and 103, and added to our panel. Next is this J label, which is set to horizontal alignment, swing constant center, and set the font for new font Tahoma font plain and size 70 and set the bounds for negative 12, 10 and 121 and 103 and added to our panel. So next is this J label which is horizontal alignment to swing constant center. Set the font for Tahoma font plain size 70 and set the fonts for 264, 10, 178 and 103 and added to our panel. So next is this J panel which is have a variable name panel21 and set the layout to null and set the background color for new color 25502128 and set the bounds for 31432116 and 159 and next is RJ label which is set the to true and set background for new color white and set bounds to 10, 10, 55, 139 and added to our panel. Next is the J panel which is set the layout to null, set background to new color and set bounds for 90, 432, 400, 159 and added to our content pane. So next is this J label which is have a string name sports and set the foreground to 064128 and set to horizontal alignment, swing constant center, set font, new font, Courier new and font bold size 50 and set the bounds for 10, 10, 19265 and added to our panel. So next is this J label which has have a string name event and set the foreground to new color and horizontal alignment to center and set the foreground to career new bold size 40 and set the bounds for 20, 58, 150, 47 and added to our panel. So next is this J label which is set to horizontal alignment center, set font to new font Tahoma plain and size 70 and set the bounds for 32, negative 26, 121 and 103 and added to our panel. Next is this J label, which is set the horizontal alignment to center and also set font to new font Tahoma font plane and size 70 and set the bounds for 3233 121 and added to our panel. So next is this J label, which is set the horizontal alignment for swing constant center and set the font for Tahoma plain and size 70, set the bound for 3267121103 and added to our panel. So next is this J label, which is have a string basketball and set the font for Tahoma plain and size 15 and set the horizontal alignment to center, set background color to new color to 5500. Set the board foreground and new color to 55 to 55 to 55 and set the bounds for 268 0 81 28 and add it to our panel. So next is the J label. This J label and have a string baseball. So this set to horizontal alignment, which is the center. Set the font for Tahoma, font plane and size 15. Set foreground to new color, set background to new color, set bounds for 268, 5881 and 28 and added to our panel. So next is this J label, which is have a string name valuable and set the font to new font Tahoma, font plain and size 15 and set the horizontal element to center and set the foreground color to white, set the background new color and set the bounds for 268, 82, 81, 28 and add it to our panel. So next is this J label, which is have a string name boxing and set the font to new font Tahoma font plain and size 15 and set the horizontal element to swing constant center and up set foreground for color white and set the background new color and set the bounds and panel added to our panel. So next is the J label, this J label, and have a string name football, and set the horizontal alignment to center, set the foreground to white, set the new color to Tahoma, Tahoma plain and size 15, and set the background to new color, set the bounds and add it to our panel. So next is this J label and have a this string name and set the font for new Tahoma, font plain and size 15. Set horizontal alignment to center. Set the foreground color to white. Set the background color for 12864 and 0. And add it to our panel. Next is our panel, which is have this string name and set the layout to null, set the background to new color, set the bounds for 790, 432, 116159 and added to our panel. Added to our content pane. So next is the J label, this J label, and set the background color to white and set the bounds for 10, 10, 55, 139 and LBL new label is added to our panel. J label and new label ticket details. LBL is sent for foreground and 2525255 and send font to MB Bolly font ball and size 40. Set horizontal alignment to swing constant center. Set the bounds and added to our content pane. J scroll pane or scroll pane. Set the bounds for 169, 154, 299, 148 and content pane is and scroll pane is added to our content pane. Next is the JList string. So it have a variable name, list cinemas ticket, new JList, and model cinema ticket. So this send font for font Tahoma, font plain 15, set font ground for color 255, 255, 255, and set the background color for 21900, and set cell render new center is render. Set the viewport for this cinema ticket. So next is scroll pane, which scroll pane set the bounds and added to our content pane. Next is JList and theater ticket, and set a viewport view and set foreground to color white, set font to Tahoma font plain and 15, and set the background to new color. So next is the scroll pane 2, which is scroll pane 2 set the bounds for 171, 160, 624, 297, 146, and added to content pane. So next is this JList, which is have a viewport view, and set the foreground to color white, set the font for Tahoma new print. New font Tahoma plain and size 15, and set the background to new color. So next is the scroll pane, and have a variable name scroll pane 3, scroll pane. Set the background to 931 and 625 305145. Content pane and content scroll pane. JList. Next is this JList. Sports ticket. Um, this JList is set viewport view. Set foreground color white. Set font to Tahoma font plain 15. And set background to new color. So next is the J label, which is J label, the set icon, new image, and this is the file name of the icon. New LBL, and set the bounds for 001333780, and added to our content pane. So next is this is the method of centered list cell render extend default and listed called render. So this is have a private statistic final long serial version, UID, and 1L. So override public components get list, render JList, and objective value, and then results. And selected booleans have focus. This label is equal to label and have a J label, super get list, and this value in this cell has focus, and label that set horizontal alignment and swing constant center, and return label. So that's all. Next presenter, please.
Um, Good day, everyone. I'm going to present the event booking or the event booking frame. So, this event booking class, which extends the JFrame, create a graphical user interface for booking event tickets. It initialized various components, including panels, buttons, labels, combo boxes, spinners, and arrays for seat availability. The constructor sets up the main windows. Okay. It sets up the main windows. The main windows property, such as the title, default close operation, size and layout. It initializes the content pane, uses background color and a border, and sets it as the main container for the window. A secondary panel 2, is added to the content pane with specific layout size and background color. Various labels are created to display instructions and are added to panel 2 with customized fonts and colors. The event selection combo box, or the CBO event, is populated with event types and configured with an action listener that prompts the user to confirm their event choice. Upon confirmation, the combo box is disabled, and the interface changes dynamically based on the selected event, including uh, updating the background color of the panel too, and displaying an appropriate image. Additional components like text fields for date input and spinners for selecting the number of tickets and seats are set up. Placeholder text in the date input field buttons for booking tickets. And clearance selections are also added, each with action listeners to handle their respective functionalities. So the BTN book tickets button triggers the handle book tickets or the methods, and while the BTN clear selection button resets the selections and re-enables it re-enables the event selections or methods like displaying and layout and bars initialize its buttons for methods are placeholders for setting up seat button layouts and ability for different event types. So that's all. Thank you. Um, Good day, everyone. I'm going to present the event booking or the event booking frame. So this event booking class, which extends the JFrame, create a graphical user interface for booking event tickets. It initialized various components, including panels, buttons, labels, combo boxes, spinners, and arrays for seat availability. The constructor sets up the main windows. Okay. It sets up the main window.
So yon, I'm going to explain the line 284 to 561 for event booking tickets. So we will not dig deeper to these labels because that is not the true logic of our program. So let's take a shortcut um, to the event of text box for date of booking. No? So we implement focus event for focus gain and focus lost methods for our text box for date of booking. So because of this event, when we see on the text box, there will be a display text. But if you click the text box, or if you want to write something, so uh, the text is removed, or the text will be only a display, but it will not be true content, or it will not be the content of the text box. So it will, when you click the text box, it will remove the string inside the text box so that it will allow us the to input. So this will be on the displayed on the text box. And after it is click, and after it is click, so the string will be removed inside the text box, and you will easily type anything on the text box. So we also implement an action listener for our book tickets. So that will be we will be calling this method that we will be later discuss. Uh, So what uh, that will be later discuss. So the function of handle booking tickets method. So So the spinner model for the seat selection, number of seat selection. So here is the to customize. So this is for the customization of the editor component of the spinner and also a second spinner. Same as the editor component of the second spinner. So labels again. And also we initialize the seat buttons and seat availability arrays. So we also implemented add action listeners for to seat buttons. So to handle the seat selection, so this will be the logic for it. So we also initialize additional seats buttons and seats availability arrays. And also we add an action listener to for additional seat buttons. Again, we initialize other set of seat buttons and seat availability arrays. So again, so the same logic for handle seat selection to set the set of seats button. So it initializes last set of seats and seat availability arrays. So going on through the code, as you can see it is going on through the code. We only implemented the same. Why? Because as we can see on the program execution, when we see the event booking ticket or the booking ticket, um, there are different sides of buttons that when we click, that will represent the button or the red button that will represent the seat. So it is divided into different parts of arrays, to handle um, the seats. No? And also this is the handle seat selection. So that we call on. That we call on to this. Okay. So this method is to handle seat selection for the first set of additional seats. So it calculates the price based on the row and the column. So this condition, no, it means that this seat is already selected. So if the seat is already selected, so uh, we can ask for the confirmation to deselect. In case you want to deselect your previous seat, no, so it can be deselected. So if the seat, so it also in the else block. So if the seat is not selected, there is a J option confirmation that will um, ask for the user to select a seat. No. So that's it. It also show the seat selection message with price only when selecting a seat. So when we select a seat, no, there will be a Jeep option pane that will appear on the center, which which um, which will display the total price, or that will display the price of the seat that you have selected. So it will be the same. It will also be the same. Um, it will also be the same logic for this method, as well as the seat selection method too, and also that to handle seat selection tree. So it is also the same. It is also the same um, logic, just like I explained to you in the first seat selection. So that's it. Thank you for listening.
In line 846, this method is to validate if a string is a valid date. So it's represent the month, day, and the year, and then it will return false. So next is it this will loop through all seats of array and count the selected seat, and it will check the availability of the seats that are selected, if available, if that seat is available or not, and then it will return the count. This here is it will loop through all seats arrays and reset selected seats to available status. So it will monitor all of the arrays, and it will reset the selected seats to available status. This here is private void selected to available boolean. This loop here is going to iterate through the seed array to reset selected seeds to available. Then here is the helper method to count the selected seeds in a specific seed array. Means that this code is going to will count the number of the selected seeds in a in specific seed array. Then this will mark the seeds as unavailable. So yeah, if the color is green, it will change color to indicate disabled. Here, green is gonna change color to indicate disabled. Then this, it will calculate the total cost based on selected event and number of tickets. So if the concert price is 50, theater price is 30, sport event is 40, and the cinema is 20, and then it will return the event price. And then here we'll get the selected seat as a string. Then it will remove the trailing comma and the space, and then it will return as b to string. This right here has the loop, and then this part here will reset the color to initial state, and then setting the availability to false, and then this right here will enable this will right here will enable the button, so it will be clickable again. And then this right here will clear the seat selection. This reset the buttons and availability, and then this right here will clear the text field. In this line 994 to 995, create a instance of transaction class and set the booking date. And then this is the getter method. Finally, this is the getter method for the booking date. Then this will get the it will return the booking date, return the model booking tickets, and void handle the rows and columns. And then that's all for event booking frame. Next will be the show booking tickets by Chelsea Urbina. That's all. Thank you.
So this is the logic for the transactional frame. So let me explain it to you what is the logic behind this transactional frame. This is wherein the user have already picked tickets uh, tickets from the event booking ticket frame. So after that, the user will now pay the price for the tickets he buy. So and that is on the transactional frame. So these are the import statements, of course, of the components, and these are the local variables, so that it will be accessible in all classes. So this is so let me explain to you the constructor transactional frame. So we name the frame transaction, okay? So we also implemented a table, JTable, kung saan tayo ay naglagay ng default table model. So this will be the container of all the transactions of the user will buy in the tickets event. So, and the JTable will handle the interface. Okay. And also, we implemented JScroll pane in the table so that it will be scrollable in case in case the table will be um, in case the table will be filled, and the user will easily see all the transaction or easily see all the tickets they buy. So this is for the table cell renderer so that we can align the data on the table to center. So this for loop will apply the cell render to all columns in the table. So yeah. We also use a slider. No, we also use a J slider so that it will serve as a price payment. So in this, we also add a change listener or change event so that when the user adjusts the slider, so the amount or the number in the um in the text box will also change or will also update for the payment. So that is for the payment. So this is for the button pay. We add an action listener for the button pay. So this will handle the payment process. So wherein this will handle the payment process. So this will be the receipt of the payment. And there are also confirmation dialog if the user wants to pay the final price for the tickets they buy. So there will be a message dialog, payment successful, and also if the payment has cancelled, then um, there will be a G option pane that the payment has cancelled, or either if that there are also amount validation that if the amount of the user that have been give I is insufficient, so there will also be an show message dialog so that the user will be um, so that the user will recognize that the amount he paid or she paid is insufficient. So that is it. And in case the user hasn't picked a row yet of what he will pay, so this will this validation will let the user know if the user has select a row to pay. Right? So this is the text field for payment input. And we'll also create a delete button wherein this logic it will handle the deletion in the table in case the user want to delete the transactions
And in case the user have changed their mind to pay the tickets. So we also implemented a JList for so that it can display the receipt, and also this is the setter method for setting the date of the booking. And this is creating an instance of event booking ticket class. So this is getting the booking table for the event booking. And this method is display for booking details in the table. So this method is for processing transaction and transaction processing logic. Okay, that is the end of the transaction frame logic.
Good day, everyone. My name is Israel D. Mollejon, and I'm going to present our program execution of the multi-form ticket booking system. So let's start to run this program. As you can see, we have a progress bar. um, And after reaching the 100% of a progress bar loading screen, it automatically disposed and directly to our main frame. And we have here a J option pane message dialog that says, "Welcome to the ticket booking system," and press the OK button. And it has again a J option pane message dialog that required a login first. Upon clicking that, we can see the overall view design of our multi-form ticket booking system of our front or our front main. And we have on this the title multi-form ticket booking system and the design view of our frame. And as you can see on the top, we have the account menu and event menu. Inside the account menu, we have the items of login, register, logout, and exit. And the logout is disabled at this time because we need to log in first before proceed to logout. So, but by clicking our login items, we are proceeding to the new window, which is our login frame. And starting with the login, uh, or starting with the login process, when the user, as a user, clicks on the login menu item, the main application, and I will type a admin here. As an admin, I will type this. Then password is admin. It and click this login button. It automatically successful. Admin login successful. So pressing OK. Okay. We are successfully logged. And if we can click on the account, the login register is disabled and the logout is enabled. By clicking our logout and clicking this, it pop up a menu that says, or it pop up a J option pane message dialog that says, "Are you sure to log out?" And pressing yes, it backs again to our front picture and our login register is enabled. But when I type something here that um and I'm going to log in, it has an error because it didn't recognize any other username or password. Okay. It's only admin can register on it. But if the customer want to log in and book a ticket, the user will be directly first to our register. So I'm going to register first. Okay. So you can see this is our registration frame. And if I type on this field, example, my name, and my username, email, my password. In every field, we have an um, correction or correcting the errors. Okay. As you can see, for example, if I type something here that not uh, as an email, as we know, like this, it has an error below that we need to enter a valid email. Same as on the other field, like create password and confirm password. So I'm going back the uh, email, my email. So we have here a toggle button. Let's see the password, hide and um, hide and show. So I'm going to sign up now. This is my username and this is my password. Okay, registration successful. So it directly move on the login. So our username, I will type it on our registered username and our password. And I'm going to log in this registered account and it will log in successful. And it says welcome my username to the multi-form ticket booking system. And press OK. And we are free to click all of this. And the logout is enabled. So by clicking the tickets, now you can see all the details tickets we can buy on this booking ticket system. The first one is for cinema ticket. We have the date, time, the entrance, screen, row, VIP seats, standard seats, economy. So it has the total ticket price on here. Same with theater, concert event, and sports event. So this is another window uh, on the ticket details inside of events menu. By closing this, I want to book something or to book a ticket. So by clicking tickets or by clicking our events, and as you can see, this is a new window again, a booking tickets. Let's start selecting a event. Let's say I want to select a sports event. Are you sure you want to choose sports event? Yes. And I want the number of tickets is 2 and the number of seats is 1. Let's say I want to book these tickets. What will happen? It has an error. It says that please select seats before booking. After selecting seats, because the number of seats is 1, I select this. Do you want to select the seat? Yes. Okay, selected seats A1, total price is $10. It automatically added to our price. And by putting a date, surname, and book this one, the number of tickets and seats must be equal. So our number of seats is not equal. We need is number 2, same with our tickets. I put this 2 also, B1 and A1, total price 10. So by booking this, tickets book successfully. It automatically has a transaction to store all of this By clicking OK, it automatically display on that. On our show booking. Later, I will show the table that can see our booking tickets. So let's say I want to book again another event. I'm choosing this the concert event. Okay, are you sure? And I'm clicking the number of tickets is 5. The number of seats is 5 also. Date, um, 04, 23, 2023. We need, by the way, the date is we need to type the valid date. It made an error if we type not a valid date for this. So I'm choosing a seats on C1. So we have 5 seats. D5, C or B5, D5 or A4 and E1. So by booking these tickets booked successfully. And I want to clear the selection. The event is enabling. And by clicking again a event, select I want cinema, it will automatically disable, as you can see. And again, I'm going to book something here from event cinema. Number of tickets is 3, number of seats is 3. C1, C3, book this one too. Entering the date and these tickets. Ticket booked successfully. So let us now proceed to our show booking to see all the transaction we have from our event booking. So clicking this item show booking, it will display to our main, which is the multi-form ticket. As you can see, our um, book tickets here, the date of booking, the event, tickets, seats, and the total cost. The entrance of the event and the seats we selected, it is automatically added on a price. So the total cost of that. So I want to pay here I want to pay one row here by selecting this one, concert. So I made to type a price. So it is 250. If I type 200 and selecting display, it shows a error that insufficient payment amount or selected price range. Please enter an amount and selected the price range equal to or greater than the total cost. We need to enter a 250 and slide this uh, 50 and pay this one. By clicking this pay, it will show the do you want to pay $250 for the event concert? Yes. We don't have change because it exactly the amount um we give on it. So by clicking yes, payment successful, change $0. So it displaying on our J list, which is it's like a receipt. Um, we have the multi-form ticket booking, the date, the event, total cost, payment amount that change. So if I'm going to pay the others, example is the sports, and pay again with the amount of 100, the total cost is 80. So I'm going to pay this one. We have $100 for the event spots. The change is $20. So yes. And it will display. And the date, event, sports, 80, payment amount that we have, and we have the change of $20. And in deleting our table draw, by clicking this, it will delete. Are you sure you want to delete this row? Yes, go delete. Also this one, this one. So that is our show booking. That's all in all our multi-form ticket booking system program execution. And thank you for listening. God bless.